on this pickup, or actually several on my 4th gen, and it was the dreaded code. It was the turbo actuator code. Here's all the codes. It was P003A. I mean, they're all P00 codes besides that one. So yeah. And exhaust brake wouldn't even work on it, so I mean, my turbo wasn't working how it was supposed to be, so it was obviously going out. Alright, so I ended up getting a drop-in non-VGT turbo. A regular stock VGT turbo, a guy quoted me $5,800 for that, and I'm not paying that. I don't think it would cost that much, but that's what he quoted me. And so what I did was I did a S362 non-VGT smedding. I got it from MCD Diesel. They're a pretty good website. I got all my parts ordered from them. There was no issues really, other than shipping was a little delayed, but that's about it. The other thing is there's no instructions. I looked up online. There's no drop-in videos. Like with this exact turbo, there's no videos over how to do it or what to do. So I was just gonna try and help y'all out today and make sure I can answer y'all's questions if y'all have any on what we did. Alright, so the first step you'll do when installing this turbo is you'll come over here to the driver's side of the pickup. Down here by the radiator, you'll take this bolt out by this power steering reservoir. You'll take that bolt out, which is a 13mm, and you'll slide it over here by the fuse box. And you'll look down here on the side of the radiator, and you'll see, let's see, right there, that little black looking bolt right there. It's a little plastic one is what it is. We found that it's best to put like an Allen in there. Not sure the size on it, but there was an Allen, and it's not an unscrew type deal. It doesn't have several threads on it. You pull it out one way and at one full time, you know. It's just like a whole one turn and it's out type deal. So after that, the next thing you want to do is on both driver's side and passenger side, you're going to disconnect your terminals and batteries. So just go ahead and do that. Then you'll come over here to the driver's side, do the same thing. I mean passenger side, sorry. You'll pull your battery out, and then you will start to take things apart. So the first thing you'll do is pull out your airbox top. Just go ahead and pull this off. I just went ahead and undid these individual screws like that, and then pulled your boot off all the way down to the turbo. Then your CCV, your crankcase ventilation, if you haven't deleted it already, you'll have to pull that off. I just pulled from here and brought it with this boot, or well, I guess it's the lower one, but I brought it with that so I didn't have to take all this apart. It's just a ridiculous amount of work. So just pull all that out, unplug your 1 and 2 sensors here. That's only 2 for this RAM activator. And then after you do that, you'll pull this bolt out here. It's a 10, or which I think that's a 13. You'll pull that 13 bolt out there, and then you should be able to pull this out, I believe. And then after that, you'll come over here to the battery tray, pull 1, 2, 3, and 4 bolts out right there. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you'll come out here to the wheel well. It might be best if you just go ahead and jack the pickup up. We didn't, but it might be better just take the tire off. Anyway, you'll go ahead up here. I only have 1 little screw, but there might be 2 more in these locations here and here and here. So mine just has 1. Undo that one, then undo all your fender bolts right there, all of those up until this one, and then just go ahead and pull your wheel well out. So after you get all that pulled out of the way, right here on this battery tray, there's going to be a little solenoid right there for your grid heater. You're going to undo that bolt, that positive, and that ground, and then there's these 2 little lines right here. Just pull those off. Remember, the shorter one is right here, the longer one is on that far side, and then that solenoid will come off with the battery tray. And after you do that, you can pull this battery tray out and it'll be out of the way and you'll be down to your turbo. The next thing you want to do after that is go ahead and start loosening your turbo bolts, or at least that's what I did. But don't take them all the way off if you are going to yet. Just loosen them, you know, get everything ready because they are hard to get out. Then you're gonna unplug, I believe there was one. Yeah, so there's two little pin connections. I can't pinpoint them right now because they're so far down there. But there's two little pin connections. You'll undo those, and then you have one feed, obviously, and one drain for the coolant lines. Go ahead and undo those probably. And with this kit, there will be two little circle. I'll show you right here if I can get up here. Okay, so right here is one where one would be. It's right here on this coolant line. Right there is where one of your, I believe this one would be the feed. Right there is what that kit will come with. It comes with two of those. One's down on the block, but right there you'll have two of those, which that one goes there. And that's for the coolant. You're not using the coolant again if you go non-VGT. Your oil feed lines and stuff like that, oil feed and oil drain, you will reuse, so be careful with those. On your stock VGT turbo, you will have a little fitting that goes into the top of the oil feed. You will reuse that. They send you with another one. I don't know what it's for, if it's for the S400 or what it's for, but they send you with that, and then there's two little Allens, which I can go grab here in a second, but there's a bigger size set of Allen screws, and then another set of Allen, well, they're bolts, and you'll use the smaller ones for this kit here. So you'll reuse the oil feed adapter, adapter, and then you'll reuse, no, you won't reuse, but you'll have two other oil drain bolts. It will come with a little extension. We will pop everything up on here so you can see pictures and references of what I'm talking about, but it does come with a little pipe extension on here for the bottom that goes into like the block for your oil drain. Just know that we ripped the O-rings, and there was some problems and difficulties with getting the O-rings. If there's one that's a smidge too big, but it'll obviously still go on there, just know that it's not like anything's gonna blow out of there a lot amount of pressure, you know. It's just an oil drain. It's probably just dripping at the most, or just little runs, you know. So that's that step. All right, so if you didn't know, you're gonna be reusing the turbo studs or the manifold studs and nuts. So what we had to do was, after you got all your drain lines and everything out of the way, you're ready to, you know, obviously pull the turbo. What we had to do was we loosened all the bolts off, took them off, jacked up the engine, and what I mean by that is on your motor mount, there's one bolt up top, one bolt down low, and then there's like a pivot arm that runs, you know, with the pickup, and the other two are facing like a T, like they're teed. I don't know any other way to describe it. But what you're gonna do is take the top bolt out. You're gonna take it out. The bottom one, you're just gonna loosen. Just get it to where it's like probably 2 turns with a wrench or something, because you can't really get sockets down there, so just wrenches. Probably do about like 2 turns or something, just loose. Then that one that I was talking about that runs this way, it's a bigger size bolt, probably about right there. You're gonna just loosen it too, and then on the back side, down low on the back side of the motor mount, there will be a bolt. You take that one out, and then what we had to do was come up under here, and I think we put it on the axle and on the oil pan. Don't put it on the oil pan, but on the bolt of the oil pan, you're gonna use and just jack up the engine slowly with a bottle jack. We just used one out of a pickup. It wasn't nothing special. It was just a spare, or the spare jack that was in that third gen there. So I would recommend doing that. I don't think there's any other way to get it out, but there's that option. After that, you will remove it, take the studs out, put the new studs in the new turbo. Then you'll leave the engine just jacked up, because you will need it, and it's a fight to get it in there, I will tell you. There's a shield below it that was in the way, so you'll kind of just mash it out of the way, and then it will help if there's multiple of you. Like, there was 3 of us, so, and it took us all day, so it would help. One person on the back side of the turbo, on the hot side, you'll have somebody with a pry bar, probably, is what we found. Whenever you go to put it in, the front studs will go in first, and it won't look like that back one's going to line up, but it's just at the angle it's at. So you'll put those front studs in, and don't put them in, huh?
Yeah, like I said, barely put them in.
Yeah, barely put the front studs in, and then you'll have an easier time. And have somebody push at the bottom of the compressor side of the turbo, of the cover. You'll push like at the bottom of it and push back, and then the other person on the back with the pry bar will be lifting up, and that other person, I guess, will just be trying to help push or whatever. But that's, after we figured that out, it popped right in. And then you'll barely get it in, I guess. And then you'll just put your nuts on, and then from there it's just the nuts doing all the work. You can kind of help them out, just if it doesn't feel like they're going to be able to do it and you don't want to hurt the studs, you can do it, but we didn't, and it worked just fine. After that, you're going to just put your oil drain on. I would say what we did was put our oil drain on first. And what I mean by that is put it on the turbo side first, and then put it through the block. It made it a lot easier. So I would recommend that. On the stock downpipe, there's a little like nipple up top. Just grab it with some pliers. It's like yay big. Grab it with some pliers and take a file to it and just kind of file it down. And then those flanges will meet right up the backside of the turbo, and the downpipe will just meet right up perfect. That V-band's a pain. And then your intercooler pipe will have to come out, like completely out. And make sure you put it on the right way. We accidentally put it on the wrong way the first time, and we were like, well, this ain't no drop-in, because that didn't work. And then we turned it around and we were like, oh yeah, it worked. But do all that, and you should be fine. He'll pop up some descriptions of what to put where. And if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. We'll get back to you. It is a complicated process, and it's pretty hard, so I would recommend setting aside a day for that and asking some people to come help you. Yeah, that's about all I got to say for that. And you can never have enough people. Like, it took us like about 5 looks. Oh, you can't see it because the fender well's in the way, but it took us about 5 looks to figure out what was stopping that turbo from getting into get into place. And but yeah, it's just like, even if they don't know what they're doing, just tell them what to look for, and like anybody can help you with looking for what's trying to get in the way of the turbo that you can't figure out, like what's stopping it. So yeah. I still do have a check engine light after this. There's no problems, This is deleted pickup, by the way. You probably will have to get it deleted. It shouldn't go into limp mode, I don't think, after you have it. The guy, whenever I called, he said 9 times out of 10, if it's a deleted pickup, most of the tunes obviously will have some sort of thing on them to where it's not going to bother it. I'm sure the code's for the turbo, but you could probably go get that taken care of at your local shop, or it depends on whatever you have, I guess, for tuning wise. But this one's got an Easy Link. It's just a single tune, 30 to 60 tune. It's set on 30 right now. The people I got all the delete plates from with Speed-Labs, they got my exhaust and my 2 blocker plates, and then that one over there. That video, if y'all would like us to release that video, we can do so. It wasn't hard. I can go over that, but I think that's about all I got to say. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.